Today, Milwaukee.
At 9 o'clock, it's 61 degrees in Milwaukee. Saturday's going to be partly cloudy throughout the day with some isolated evening showers and a high of 75 degrees. Tonight will be partly cloudy with some isolated showers early in the day with a low of 56 degrees. Sunday will be partly cloudy with some evening showers and storms and a high of 74 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brinda. 2 people are dead and 4 people are in the hospital after multiple shootings occurred Friday evening. The shootings took place at around 4:10 p.m. near the corners of 46th Street and West Hampton Avenue, and 6 minutes later near the corners of 69th Street and West Hampton Avenue. Victims aging 16, 22, 33, and 46 suffered non-fatal wounds and were taken to the hospital, while an unidentified victim and a 23-year-old victim died. Milwaukee police are continuing their investigation as they search for suspects. And while the Maxwell-Anderson verdict is in, the process is not over. Now attention turns to the sentencing.
Count 1, first-degree intentional homicide, mandates life in prison.
The only question is whether Judge Laura Crivello will set a parole eligibility date. Prominent Milwaukee defense attorney Jonathan Smith discusses.
Which doesn't necessarily mean he would get paroled. It's just that on date certain in the future, is he able to apply, or is it life without parole?
Smith says either way, it's going to be a tough road for Anderson.
Whether you want to say it out loud or not, you both know that it's dark days ahead, and to members of the public, some may say good, they should be.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
And as Maxwell Anderson awaits until August 15th for his sentencing, his attorney Anthony Kane tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News why he never called up a witness throughout the court proceedings.
There's not really anybody to call. I mean, it was very clear that Max and Sade were, together. And as we told the jury in opening, we don't contest any of those facts. They were together. They went out. They went home together. If your theory is you don't know what happened, then there's really not a witness to call to testify to something you don't know happened.
Khan says he would have hoped that the jury would have taken more time to look at the evidence brought before them, as there still is no DNA linking Anderson with Robinson's death. And a manhunt is underway in Washington state for an Army veteran accused of killing his 3 young daughters before disappearing. CBS's Allie Ballman has more.
On Monday, 9-year-old Peyton, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 5-year-old Olivia were found zip-tied and asphyxiated near a remote campground, according to court documents.
Whitney is living every parent's worst nightmare. There are no words that can capture the weight of this loss.
Whitney Decker had previously raised concerns about her ex's mental health. Writing in a court petition last year to modify their parenting plan, Travis just keeps getting more and more unstable.
And a federal program that housed and taught students manual labor skills is at risk of shutting down. 9th District Alderwoman Larissa Taylor tells WTMJ that the potential closure of the Milwaukee Job Corps Center could put students out on the street.
That program is not there. You have a lot of students who depend on that type of environment, and without that, where would they live and where would they go? So potentially we could have some homeless children now. I think that leaders in the city have come together to try and find some solutions so that we don't end up with that type of situation.
Taylor says a federal court is currently preventing the school from shutting down, but says if it does close, 15 students will be considered homeless. Sports, traffic, weather, our next Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:05.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough nose and throat evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to AdventKnows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
AdventKnows.com.
Most insurance accepted.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
How do you get pee out of an old mattress?
Well,
I'm asking for a friend.
the best way to remove urine from a mattress is to trade in that old mattress for a new Beauty Rest or Sealy Posturepedic.
But that'll cost a lot of money.
Not at Hasseless Mattress. Through Monday, trade in your old mattress and get additional savings of $248 off a queen and $348 off a king. And that's on top of our everyday low prices.
Come on, everybody says lowest prices.
Others sell a Sealy Posturepedic Queen Emeryville A mattress for $12.68. Hasseless sells it for $10.34. But through Monday, it's just $7.86. And check out the low prices on Beauty Rest and more. Plus, free next day delivery.
What does my friend do with his old soaked mattress?
We haul it away for pee.
What was that?
Sorry, I meant for free.
Sure you did.
Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasseless.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all Sports Desk. The Brewers lost against the Padres Friday night, losing 2-0. The Brew Crew get another chance to even the odds today at American Family Field with first pitch at 6:35 tonight. And the Florida Panthers even their odds against the Edmonton Oilers Friday night in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Panthers beat the Oilers 5-4 in a double overtime. All right, taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have no major incidents on the road. It should be a smooth drive this Saturday morning for all of southeast Wisconsin.
Traffic is sponsored by Angela Calais and Benefit Realty.
At Benefit Realty, pay only 3.5 to 3.9% real estate commission and get all the service that you should. Benefit Realty, you pay less for full service. Benefit-realty.com.
All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today is going to be partly cloudy with some isolated evening showers, a high of 75 degrees. Tonight will be partly cloudy with those isolated showers coming in early with a low of 56 degrees. Sunday's going to be partly cloudy with some evening showers and storms, a high of 74 degrees. Monday will be mostly cloudy with some scattered showers, a high of 70 degrees. Tuesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 73 degrees, and Wednesday will be mostly sunny and warm with a high of 82 degrees. Right now in Madison, it's currently 66 degrees. In Green Bay, it's currently 64 degrees. In Waukesha, it's currently 66 degrees. And right here in Milwaukee, it's currently 61 degrees. I'm Sean Brenda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:08.
The following program, the Fox World Travel Show, is paid for in full by Fox World Travel. The advice and opinions expressed during the Fox World Travel Show are solely that of the hosts and guests of Fox World Travel and not WTMJ or Good Karma brands. Need a vacation? Whether it's the trip of a lifetime or a weekend getaway, we can help. This is the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day, every single day.
I was walking around a store yesterday and this song was playing overhead. I'm like, oh, it's time for the show.
Oh, I'm late. I have to rush to the studio.
Rose, Gray, Dayton, Kane, it is the Fox World Travel Show. Thank you for joining us this hour. We do it every Saturday from 9 to 10. And every Saturday we text FWT and we get a link to something.
That's exactly right.
So what would that be this week, Rose?
This week, when you text FWT, and I checked it, and I wanted to be able to see exactly what you're going to receive, you are going to get a link to Fox exclusive July sale. Now, if you've been a listener of the show or a Fox fan for 20, 30 years, you know that in July, Fox has been having a relationship, a sale that is because of our relationship with Apple Vacations.
Yep.
And so we're doing it again. That comes as no surprise to anybody. However, we want you to be on the list that's going to be reached out to first and let you know exactly the dates and exactly what the deals are before anybody else. So when you text F as in Fox, W as in world, T as in travel, all caps works best, to 855-616-1620, that's the talk and text line, you're going to get a link to the largest sale of the year. But something new is happening this year. We have never done this before. I joined Fox in 2003, and they were already doing this Apple sale. Right. So that's how long this has been going on. Never have we ever done this. We're also partnering with another one of our premier cruise lines, which is Celebrity Cruises. And there are going to be cruise fares that are going to be offering triple discounts.
Triple.
So this has never happened before. So what I suggest you do is, even if you've worked with an advisor at Fox, even if you've used Fox for your travel, I would still fill this form out, because you're going to be sure then to be on that exclusive list that's going to get all this information. Its name, its email, its phone number. Where it says departure date, make something up. If you don't know when you're going, whatever date. Anything you can tell us in this little box is great, or heard Rose on the radio, want to be on the list, or any of that kind of thing, and voila, you're on the list.
Can I do a range of dates sometime between January blank and February blank?
It gives you a departure date. That's
it. It's a
yep.
Okay.
But what I would do is, there's a box that says describe your travel preference.
That's where you can put
I
that.
have absolutely no idea what I want to do, but I want someone to let me know as soon as this sale starts, so I can know what's going on before anybody else does.
And then I can start planning.
And so that's what's going on with that. We're super pumped to be partnering with Celebrity Cruises. A little secret, my very good friend Daniel Katz, who is our business development manager from Celebrity Cruises, is going to be joining me upon my return from Scotland, and we're going to be talking about those discounts then. But why wait until then? FWT will put you on the list to get the information ahead of everybody else.
Perfect.
Yes.
And what a difference a couple of years makes when it comes to cruising, huh?
Absolutely. Cruising has blown up. If you remember what cruising, we thought, I hate to keep saying the word, but it was COVID, right?
Yeah.
COVID just put such a bad light, shed such a bad light on cruising. And it lasted a couple of years, but clearly they have come out of that slump, and we are having people asking for it, loving it, and loving it in many ways, on rivers, on oceans, all of those kinds of things. So FWT is going to get you on that list, and you're going to learn all about the nonstop charters that we've got going out of Milwaukee to Cancun, Jamaica, Puerto Vallarta, Punta Cana, Chicago to Cancun and Punta Cana, and then also remember Rockford. That's another one of the markets. So those are the 3 departure cities where we're going to be offering some outstanding deals during the Fox exclusive sale.
All right. FWT to 855-616-1620. Also where you can send in your texts and calls if you want to talk travel. It is the Fox World Travel Show, and this is WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Rose Gray with Fox World Travel, and I'm excited to share that our exclusive guided Alaska land and sea journeys are now available for 2026. We partner with Holland America Line to curate the best and most sought-after experiences to Alaska. We send hundreds of travelers from Wisconsin to Alaska every year, along with experienced Fox tour managers for peace of mind. Don't just picture Alaska, live it. We have limited spots, and these tours are booking fast. Visit Fox World Travel online or call 866 Go Fox Go.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Thinking about curb appeal? A few changes can make a huge difference in your yard. I got the difference maker for you. Landworks Wisconsin. They specialize in bringing your landscaping dreams to life. They did that in our yard. From refreshing your existing gardens to creating entirely new outdoor environments, they did both those things for us. Think gorgeous new plantings, inviting pathways, expertly designed spaces to relax and entertain. Don't wait. Call Landworks or visit landworkswisconsin.com. Let's make your yard the envy of the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzek. Have you been to the Hounds and Tap yet? In Menominee Falls, this state-of-the-art facility and the ultimate hangout for hounds and humans. Grab a drink at the indoor-outdoor tavern, let your dogs hang out. You can even book professional grooming services, from pedicures to full spa treatments. Every day is a play day at the Hounds and Tap. Hang out with your dog and others, or drop your dog off for doggy daycare or doggy boarding services. Check out thehoundsandtap.com. That's thehoundsandtap.com.
The Kane table from Penny Mustard is more than just a table.
It's hosted countless brunches and long conversations with friends.
It's served as an emergency office on snow days or when the kids come down with the crew.
It's seen its fair share of crumbs between the leaves.
Or drool from the dog waiting for food to drop.
The Kane table is made for signing important documents.
Holding family meetings.
And painstakingly piecing together puzzles.
It's headquarters for homework.
Craft projects.
Board games.
And the wrapping of various gifts.
The Kane's Encore chairs have been used to relax.
To build blanket forts.
Or to help reach something on the back of the top shelf.
It's not about food.
It's about memories.
So it's gotta last.
It's made in the Midwest. So it will.
For generations to come.
The Kane dining room table with 6 Encore chairs starting at $61.97 at Penny Mustard.
Showrooms in Milwaukee and Chicago.
PennyMustard.com.
Better versions of what people want.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
Planning a vacation? We've got you covered. You're listening to the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Dayton Kane here with Rose Gray. Sunny, isolated storms later this afternoon into the evening, mainly to the south. A high of 75, though, is going to be gorgeous most of the day. We just announced that FWT, and they are rolling in.
It's rolling in.
Everybody's trying to get on the list for the big July sale.
So I'm happy to see that because this is no joke. This is... Again, you have the opportunity to opt out anytime you want. There's a little box there that you can tick, get on the list to get the vacation newsletter once a month. I would do that too. If you're already getting it, you won't get a duplicate.
Right.
And if you aren't getting it, why? And that's what I would do. Last week, we had a very distinguished guest on.
Yes, we did.
As many of you heard. That was the one and only Gene Miller. And what Gene Miller was on with me for was not just to reminisce about how much we miss him and all of that kind of thing, but to tell us about his next trip. Now, as many of you are aware, next week, Saturday, as soon as I am finished with this show, I am beaten butt to get to the park and ride where I'll be picked up with a bunch of people who are traveling to Scotland with Gene Miller.
Right.
That trip sold out rather quickly, and I am here to let everybody know that the trip that he announced last week, which is Portugal, is moving quite quickly. It's not flying off the shelf, but because it is a little bit of a more extensive trip, let's say, than we're used to. But Gene's Portugal trip is up for sale, and it's September 26th through October. Nope, that's not exactly right. His trip is missing off my page right now, so I'm not even be able to find it. I'll find it and let you know. But what I wanted to let everybody know, for real, the other celebrity that has joined us a week or two or three ago, which is Steve Scafidi, there are 4 seats left on his trip.
To Hawaii.
4 to Hawaii. I'm not playing around. I mean, I looked this morning just to verify this because the group team sent me a message saying, alert, alert, there are 2 rooms, 4 spots left on Steve Scafidi's trip.
That's the best of the Hawaiian Islands with Steve Scafidi, November 9th through the 19th of 2026.
Yeah, and do we think that's because he's getting a tattoo and everybody wants to be there to see that? Or what is the deal on that? We're not exactly sure. But
yeah, I don't think we convinced Gene Miller to do that on his trip.
No,
I
I'm
don't
sure
think
not.
That was happening.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. Oh, here it is. It's Portugal Vineyards and Villages, May 30th through June 10th. It did not disappear.
Yep.
But that one again, it's 3 nights in Lisbon and then a 7-night cruise. And so Portugal is hot, hot, hot. That is the destination that people are requesting and asking for. Cost of goods and services there is quite low, so you can entertain yourself quite nicely. Of course, when you're on the ship, all of your meals and 1 excursion per day and sometimes more, and sparkling wine with breakfast, beer and wine with lunch and dinner are all included. So it's just a remarkably wonderful trip, and people are asking for Portugal. And when you combine that with Gene Miller, it's just a slam dunk, in my opinion.
So you go to foxworldtravel.com, you click on the little menu button in the top left-hand corner, go down to Vacation Travel, and it's going to pull up all the different vacations you can go on, and that's where you'll find that trip, and you can hang out with Gene. Are you on that one yet?
I am. I've
Rose
made
and Gene.
Exactly.
2 celebrities.
Well,
on
and
this
then
one.
remember, in Scotland, we got Scafidi, who he said we could talk about this, is actually going on as a guest with Gene Miller. So Can you even imagine how much fun that group is going to have?
It's going to be a good time.
I think so.
And we always talk group travel. There's plenty more to Fox World Travel. When you go to foxworldtravel.com, you're going to see all kinds of stuff. Take some time, spend some time looking through, get connected by clicking that plan your trip button, and somebody will reach out to you on Monday or Tuesday and talk about your future travel plans. We're going to take a break. We'd love to hear from you. 855-616-1620 is the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. It is the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited recently completed an amazing project. Imagine a backyard with a beautiful deck, automated pergola, and an outdoor kitchen with an amazing outdoor fireplace as its focal point, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by our beautiful showroom in Waukesha or visit our website at outdoorlivingunlimited.com.
I'm Monica Kessler.
Monica makes sure that everything at Kessler's is worthy of a lifetime warranty.
The quality of your ring is incredibly important when it comes to diamond setting, ring sizing, and repairs.
Monica has been part of Kessler's since she was 6 years old.
Let me tell you how to judge the quality of the jewelry you're buying.
It's easier than you think.
All you have to do is read the warranty.
Most stores offer a 5-year warranty, but Kessler's offers a lifetime warranty, the strongest in the world.
We can do it because we put more gold in your jewelry.
When a jeweler wants to make a bigger profit, they put less gold into the jewelry. This makes it thinner and easier to break.
Theirs might look like ours at first glance, but Kessler's jewelry is made not to break, and that takes more gold.
We give you a lifetime warranty because our jewelry is made to last forever, just like your love.
Gold is more than $2,000 an ounce.
Kessler's gives you more gold, a lot more gold.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, go to KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia problems, cognitive decline. It's their specialty. They're great at it. And they also offer early memory loss classes. They can help your loved one with locations throughout our state, many here in Southeast Wisconsin. I've been in their facilities. They're top-notch. It's kindness at the core. It's compassion and empathy at Azura. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Take your travel tips from the travel experts. Welcome back to the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Dayton and Rose hanging with you this morning. Thank you for being here. Last week or the week before, something went into effect that we didn't really address.
We didn't, because I had it on my list of things to talk about, and then Gene Miller was here, and, you know, one gets quite flustered when you're in the presence of an icon. So, so starting for any reservations booked with Southwest Airlines on the 28th of May or later, the free bag policy is no longer in effect.
Right. Now, if you booked it before that, you still get your free bags if you haven't traveled yet. But after that, if you book, now you got to pay.
Exactly. So it's $35 for the first bag, $45 for the second bag, and there are some ways around it. So you can be an A-list or an A-list preferred, which means you fly a fair amount. You probably fly for business, and you have racked up lots and lots of points. There are some tiered member benefits that apply as well. So an A-list and an A-list preferred we mentioned, but you also can get one standard check bag for Rapid Rewards credit card members. So I have Southwest Airlines credit card. It's a perfectly lovely card, and it's if you buy your ticket using your Rapid Rewards credit card, you and up to 8 people on the same reservation are eligible for their first standard check bag free.
Really?
Yep. So
they really want you to have that card.
They really want you to have that card. So the next thing that's going to happen, I would love people. I love seeing the FWTs just flooding into our text line.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. But I would also love people to text in or call in at 855-616-1620. Is this going to impact your decision on whether or not you fly Southwest? Is it more about the nonstop service that they have? Is it will this impact your decisions? I watched a great deal of news coverage the day that it went into effect, national news coverage. So they were the reporters were at various airports throughout the United States, and it was about a 50-50. Like, I'm still loyal
Sure.
to them. I like the fact that they go a lot of places I need to go nonstop. And then there were some others that were saying, absolutely, I am shopping around because that free bag, the free 2 bags, especially, I got to be honest with you. I like the free 2 bags because we take golf clubs often when we're going someplace warm. And that was a very nice perk. So, how are you feeling about this? And then coming in 2026, we know that there is going to be a change in how they're going to be doing assigned seating as well.
Yeah.
So stay on the outlook for that because we'll be certainly talking about that. But yeah, right now our number one carrier out of Mitchell Field, Southwest Airlines, is effective May 28th charging for bags.
Okay. So when it comes to travel, people listen to this show, obviously. We got travel.state.gov, which is a great resource. What should people be watching or listening to or reading outside of those 2 items to stay in touch with what's happening in the world of travel?
Well, first of all, of course, the Fox World Travel newsletter. We're going to talk about that. But I'm a big fan of a publication called The Points Guy. Started out with a little publication where a guy or two were talking about what credit cards to use to get the most bang for your credit card buck.
Okay.
And it morphed into a lot more than that. I myself have been interviewed and published on The Points Guy, and that is absolutely true transparency. That's not the reason I love them, but they're very, very good. We are big fans of Condé Nast. I love reading Condé Nast. You can read that partially online. If you want to read the whole thing, of course, you have to get a subscription. Right. And then Travel and Leisure. That's another one of my favorite publications to read.
Okay.
So.
Perfect. First text came in, says no longer loyal to Southwest, but mainly because their fares have been significantly higher than other providers.
Oh, interesting.
So it wasn't a bag issue necessarily. It was a cost issue.
Exactly. So how do you feel about this? Again, 855-616-1620 is going to be FWT to get on the exclusive list. Let us know how you feel about Southwest Airlines and the bag fees. Or anything else you want to ask
We've always had good luck with Southwest when we've flown them. So I think getting the credit card's a good way to go and buying our ticket with that credit card to get the free bag because I like Southwest. I don't have a problem with them typically when I travel.
As many of you know, including Dayton, because I say it all the time, I am a seat snob. And when I can start purchasing my seat, I'm going to do that because that's what I do. We were just with some very good friends this past week. And we had this discussion, and they don't care if they're separated. My husband's not a great flyer to begin with, so he needs to be by rows. So we need to make that. We need to make sure that happens.
Gotcha.
So.
This one says at least Southwest isn't charging for carry-on space. Are people doing that now?
Look, the texter says, like Frontier and Spirit, but no more free bags on Southwest is bad for disabled members of my family who always need several bags for their necessary supplies.
Things to think about. You got extra stuff you got to carry along with you.
Oh, don't forget you pay a $69 annual fee on that credit card. So if you don't travel that much,
it may not be worth it.
But 2 people traveling, one time, that's your free bag.
There you go.
Yeah, it's in each direction.
Oh,
$35 in each direction.
True.
So,
lot to think about.
It is.
That's why you watch Points Guy. They'll tell you what works.
Precisely.
And you listen to this show because you have Rose Gray, the expert who's been traveling for a long time. And you know what? I'm always amazed when we do this show that no matter what comes up, you know about it. Like somebody will ask a question, I'm like, how do you know that? Well, I've been there.
Or I live, breathe, eat, and sleep this stuff.
Yes. And that's why you listen to the show every week from 9 to 10. It's a Fox World Travel Show. That does it for the first half. We got another 30 minutes to go, so get your calls and texts in at 855-616-1620. Now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center with Sean Brinda. Good morning, Sean.
Morning, Dayton. 2 people are dead and 4 people are in the hospital after multiple shootings occurred Friday evening. The shootings took place around 4:10 p.m. near the corners of 46th Street and West Hampton Avenue, and 6 minutes later near the corners of 69th Street and West Hampton Avenue. Victims aging 16, 22, 33, and 46 suffered non-fatal injuries and were taken to the hospital, while an unidentified victim and a 23-year-old victim died. Milwaukee police are continuing their investigation as they search for unknown suspects. And a Waukesha favorite custard stand is planning on rebuilding after a fire last year. Oscar's Frozen Custard announced on Facebook earlier this week that the stand would be rebuilding, and it is aiming for a reopening date of early 2026. The owners brought forth their plans before the Town of Brookfield Planning Commission back in January and received final approval this past Tuesday. Back in November of 2024, the Waukesha location burned to the ground, destroying the $644,000 building and its $500,000 worth of contents. All right, taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. We got a couple of incidents on the road at I-41 US 45 south at Capitol Drive. The right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. And then we have a disabled vehicle on the exit to Wisconsin Route 100 from I-94 east. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear across southeast Wisconsin.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Today is going to be partly cloudy with some isolated showers in the evening with a high of 75 degrees. Tonight will be partly cloudy with those isolated showers moving in early in the evening with a low of 56 degrees. Sunday will be partly cloudy with some evening showers and a high of 74 degrees. Mondays are going to be mostly cloudy with some scattered showers and a high of 70 degrees. And Tuesdays are going to be partly cloudy with a high of 73 degrees. And Wednesday will be mostly sunny and warm with a high of 82 degrees. Right now in Green Bay, it's currently 66 degrees. In Waukesha, it's currently 67 degrees. Right here in Milwaukee, it's currently 60 degrees. I'm Sean Brenda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 9:32.
Hey everyone, it's Julia Fallow with Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
And it's Brandon Snide, the producer of the program.
Hey, Summerfest is almost here.
The music, the food, all the things that make Summerfest great, and we're going to send you
to all 9 days.
It's Summerfest on us.
Keep it tuned to WTMJ for your chance to win tickets every single day of Summerfest.
We'll have your opportunity on our show, Wisconsin's Afternoon News, to go to Summerfest on us.
Happy Summerfest from all of us on WTMJ.
Here's to the farm and fleet dads, the ones who take pride in a job well done, the ones who make the most of every moment and still take the time to pass it on. At Blaine's, we're here to make this Father's Day special with gifts for one-of-a-kind dads at prices that'll make them proud. Like 3M WorkTunes Bluetooth hearing protection, only $79.99. $40 off a 6-gallon DeWalt wet dry vac, also $79.99. Plus, Blaine's gift cards are always perfect gifts. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
WTMJ's John Mercure here. I hope you'll join me and Brian Jacobson, the chief economist for Annex Wealth Management, this Wednesday, June 11th at 9 a.m. as we dive into the markets, inflation, your 401k, and the economy. I know it's complicated and you have a lot of questions. Brian's got a lot of answers. This is a free webinar, but you need to register ahead of time. Go to WTMJ.com, click the Instant Insight Register Now button, or you can find it at AnnexWealth.com. It's Wednesday, June 11th, 9 a.m. Register today.
Let us help you love where you live with new siding from Abbey Home. We can completely transform the entire look of your home and make your house the talk of the town. Our insulated siding is actually a pre-engineered wall system. With 25% of your home being uninsulated studs, adding insulated siding is a huge energy saver. Let's make your house look brand new and save on your energy bills. Right now, get no interest, no payments for 24 months from Abbey Home. If somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
Plan a perfect vacation, no matter your budget. This is the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Thank you for joining us. Dayton Kane here with Rose Gray. Wisconsin and Beer Lovers Festival going on at Bavarian Beer House today. My cousin's coming in from Minnesota, so maybe I'll take them down there. It's one of my favorite spots to go hang out.
Well, I would totally go there.
You know I like German music and a beer in my hand. Yeah, it's all good. All right. Rose Gray, we do have some texts coming in, and somebody's asking about nonstop flights, when to book from Milwaukee to Cancun for Thanksgiving week, because it seems kind of expensive right now.
Right. So Milwaukee might be the wild card here. This might be the thing that's making it more expensive, because in the off season, which Thanksgiving is, the high season starts Christmas and later, you're going to be making a connection. And so Milwaukee, Chicago, Cancun, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Cancun, Milwaukee, Detroit, Cancun, etc. So one thing to do is look to see about O'Hare, and then just after we got done telling you that you're probably going to have to, or you will be paying for your carry-on luggage when you fly Spirit or Frontier, I know for a fact Frontier Airlines will offer nonstop service Chicago-Cancun during Thanksgiving. I flew it last year.
Okay.
So when you go to their website, flyfrontier.com, their flights only go until November 15th. Okay. So you're saying to me, wait a minute, Rose, we've been listening to this show for many years, and you've always told us that flights are available 330 days out on major carriers. Frontier is not among them. So Southwest Airlines, Spirit Airlines, Frontier Airlines, some of those don't put their schedules out quite as far in advance as the majors. And the majors are United, American, and Delta.
Yeah.
So I'm looking right now, and they only go till the 15th of November. So again, what you do is you have to be a little bit patient, keep checking it, and as soon as those Thanksgiving flights come out, take a look at it. Does it mean you have to purchase it right away? Absolutely not. Then start looking to see how does that compare to the others? Because right now you can look at the nonstop service between Chicago and Cancun, which is not seasonal, goes all year long, and find out what it is for Thanksgiving. Wait till the Frontier flights come out, do a cost comparison, taking into account what you're going to be paying for bags, seat assignments, carry-on and checked bags, and then do your due diligence and see if that is something you want to do.
All right. Good questions. Keep them coming in. 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. We have not heard anything about Real ID. Are they just letting people on planes at this point and they don't care, or what's going on?
I'm thinking that maybe is what happened. I actually realized last week that my driver's license expires on my birthday this year, which is while I'm in Scotland.
Oh.
So I'm going to make sure that I get to the DMV in Sheboygan County this week before I leave with Jean.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask them. I'm going to be that person who, in addition to standing in a really long line, you're not going to be behind me. Now I'm going to be asking an additional question.
Sure.
Because get this, you can renew your driver's license online if you're under 64.
Really?
I am not.
If you're under 64,
I bet you have to have an eye test.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
Probably. So when you go to the DMV now, you're going to bring your passport with you?
I'm going to bring it, but I don't think I need it because I already have Real ID.
Oh, you already
so
have
I
Real ID.
think that would happen the last time I got the Real ID. But I will have my passport along just in case. But from everything I read, I really don't need it. But we'll find out. But I'm going to ask them, like, did you get a flood of people? What has it been like? How fast can you turn these around? And did you hear any horror stories of people that were denied boarding?
Oh, here's an interesting question on our call line.
Oh, good.
855-616-1620. You can text that, but you can also call in. And that's what we have here with Mike in Wauwatosa. Good morning, Mike. What's your question for Rose?
Well, good morning. I'm interested in knowing if somebody was interested in getting in the travel business. As an example, does Fox World Travel have a training program for new people into the industry? Do you have to have experience? How does one get the experience that you would need to get a job as a leisure counselor, or I know you have business travel also, so how does one go about that these days if you want to get into the business?
Exactly. So, good question. So right after COVID, we did start several classes that were on site in our Oshkosh office where we did train people. And what we found and we learned is it's better to take somebody who's really good at sales and teach them travel than it is to teach somebody travel only to find out they're not that good at sales. Because you really are a salesperson is what you're doing. So what I would do is I would go to our careers page on our website, and I would check that out. I would still send in my resume. Right now, we're looking for experienced only. We're not operating classes. I think we did that for twice a year for 2 years. So we had 4 classes that we did that. But I will tell you this, they still do it in our business travel division. So I would just get my name out there. I would get HR to be aware of the fact that you're looking for that and see where it might go for you.
Okay, great. Thanks for the information.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for the call. 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. Any chance Milwaukee might get a nonstop flight to San Francisco?
There's always a chance. There's always a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So every time I tell somebody to check Chicago, I get a little ping in my heart because we should be supporting Mitchell Field as much as we possibly can. Because the more passengers that fly out of Mitchell Field, our hometown airport, or if you're within the sound of my voice from Appleton or Green Bay or Madison, every time you basically support your local airport, they're looking at those numbers, and that's how they determine if they're going to add flights or not, right?
Gotcha.
So we all talk about the spoke and hub system. We talk about that when we talk about our Tuscany trip, right? Like we stay in one place and we go out. It's the same concept in airfare, in airline industry. So a hub is the main city that an airline is operating from. So, for example, we all know Delta's hubs are going to be Atlanta, Detroit, Minneapolis, and to some degree Salt Lake City. Okay, the hubs for American Airlines are Dallas, Chicago, and Phoenix and Charlotte because they took over U.S. Airways, and Charlotte and Phoenix were U.S. Airways flights.
Okay.
So anytime we can support our local airport, we're doing them a solid. We're helping them out. But the other thing is, as a traveler, you're saying, yeah, I need a nonstop. It's winter. I don't want to stop in Detroit or something like that. So I completely understand that. So.
Okay, good questions. 855-616-1620. We're going to take a break. It is the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Artwork, especially original artwork, can be pricey. But when you take it in on consignment from nice people like you who are just ready to change the look of their home, you can price it right. And you'll find a lot of it at Design Exchange. Beautiful frame pieces by a number of notable artists. And new ones pop in all the time. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Now these tend to fly off the shelves. But don't worry, because our connection supplies us with a lot of them. Vintage ceiling tiles from once great old buildings in New York City that make for ultra-unique artwork. These items are definitely hard to find from anywhere else around here. So come take a look, and you'll probably find a treasure. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating taste come to find premium home decor at a value. In Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
We've saved our clients over $19 million in real estate commission. I say this because that's a pretty big number. But at Century 21 Benefit Realty, it's really not about being a top volume agency. Over here, it's more about you. And at 1.9% commission and no more than $19,000 commission, for the listing side of your sale, no matter what size property you're selling, you will save substantially. This is Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty, benefit-realty.com, where you pay less for full service. Each office is independently owned and operated. First off, our 1.9% commission structure helps get their foot in the door, and that's why agents like working here. But what they really like is having the strongest marketing tools available, with the resources to help them sell homes at the highest prices to satisfy their clients. Century 21 Benefit Realty offers what agents like most, and that's to help them be successful. If you really want to believe in the business model that you're representing, give me a call. I'm Angela Calais with Century 21 Benefit Realty. Call me, and let's talk about your future. Each office is independently owned and operated.
If you haven't called Siding Unlimited for new windows, what are you waiting for? This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, and I want to share with you a couple stories. Recently, Siding Unlimited installed new windows in a home, and the homeowner loved the experience. Linda W. said, I was extremely satisfied with the service that was provided by Siding Unlimited. I had a new roof and new windows installed in my house. Linda loved that she chose the right company for peace of mind. Loved her windows were warmer and her roof didn't leak. Also loved the colors. Larry, another Siding Unlimited customer, was thrilled with the experience. Larry's home looks brand new. Go to our Siding Unlimited Instagram page and see our pinned message to listen to Larry's testimonial, but also see his house. Again, Siding Unlimited, knocking it out of the park. Looking for new windows, siding, roofing, and doors? Visit the 5-time Pella Platinum Premier National Window Contractor of the Year winner at sidingunlimited.com. Definitely listen to Larry on Instagram at Siding Unlimited LLC.
Gotta get away? No one does it better. Back to more of the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
9:45, sunny and about 65 already. Going to be 75 and sunny with some isolated showers to the south today. Dayton Kane here with Rose Gray. And when we talk group travel, there's some things people may not know behind the scenes that happen. Yeah. And it's happening right now.
It is. So many weeks you hear me feature one of our group trips. Like last week we featured Jean's Portugal trip. A couple of weeks ago we featured Steve's Scaffidi's Hawaii trip. I would love to be on this show and promote my Amazon trip every single week, but I'm sure all of you would get pretty sick of hearing about my Amazon trip, which is happening in September of 26. So how does this happen? What happens? What happens is we go to our preferred vendor. We go to Abercrombie & Kent, who we're operating the Amazon trip with, or we go to Avalon Waterways, or we go to African Travel, and we say, we'll sell this group, give us X amount of days to do it. And it's generous. It's a very long selling window. But on some of these trips, we are coming up to what we in the business call the attrition date, the date that the tour operator or the cruise line says, hey, how you doing on that trip? We could use the space back. And so, it's a little bit of a negotiation and that kind of thing. So a couple trips to be aware of. The Amazon trip, which is not happening until September of 26. But remember, we took the whole ship. It only holds 22 people, 11 cabins. We took the whole ship. They are starting to say, hey, how's it going? So if you have any possible desire to even inquire about the Pure Amazon in Machu Picchu for next year, now would be the time to start that conversation with one of our advisors so we know that there's still some interest. Another one of them would be the Mekong with Avalon Waterways. Then 2 nights in Saigon at the end, which is actually Ho Chi Minh City now, February 10th through the 21st, which is, again, a 2026 trip. Another one is Safari and Sunsets, which is South Africa and Zimbabwe, which is happening in May of next year. So all of these are getting to, we're less than a year out in some cases, or we're holding valuable space. Another one that we're looking at is Colleen's Egypt. We sold back-to-back Egypts a couple of years ago, and we couldn't get any more space. So we put another 20, we sold a 24, and now we've got a 25. And whatever space isn't sold on that, they're going to be recalling. And so if any of those 4, Amazon, South Africa, Mekong, or Egypt for 25, the other 3 are in 26, are of any interest to you, now would be the time to make that conversation start. Have that conversation with your travel advisor. Send the plan your trip form and just say, I heard Rose say we could be in danger of not being able to get on because you may have to give your space back. And we understand that travel is a personal thing. And many people are saying, the economy is scaring me, or the state of that country is scaring me, or something like that. We get that. We absolutely get that. And they're booking closer now to departure than we ever have before. But again, I'd hate for somebody to call and say 2 days after we gave the space back to our tour operator, oh, now I want to go on the trip.
And to be clear, for those who have already booked on these trips, this is not affecting them.
No.
They're still on the trip.
Yes.
It's still going.
Yep.
It's still happening. It's just that now it's harder to get on the trip if you have to give those seats back.
Exactly.
So good stuff. One break left. That's all we have. Calls and texts need to come in quickly or you're not going to get in until next week. 855-616-1620. It is the Fox World Travel Show on WTMJ.
Well, you may think your West Coast city is top tier.
You stay classy, San Diego. I'm Ron Burgundy.
Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter?
Watch out for the crew that's gone into next gear.
McGill brings home the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the Brewers have won 8 straight.
The Brewers host the Padres for a 3-game series. Our Brewers radio game day coverage begins tonight at 6. We are the home of the Brewers. WTMJ.
Your nose is for breathing. Your mouth is for eating. And if you're breathing through your mouth, it's not because your body wants to. It's because it has to, because your nose isn't working properly. And although you've lived like this, it's no way to live, and it's having a significant impact on your life. I know you know this, and I know that taking action isn't always convenient. But at Advent, we've done all we can to make changing your life for the better as easy as possible. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. With tens of thousands of our patients, a thorough nose and throat evaluation, along with a simple 20-minute in-office procedure called balloon sinuplasty, has opened their nasal passages, allowing them to breathe freely through their nose for good. And there's a good chance this procedure can do the same for you. We'll help you breathe through your nose again, and it will change your life.
Go to AdventNose.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Most insurance accepted.
Hey there, Brewers fans. We've got a new way for you to watch the Brew Crew this season. FanDuel Sports Network. And now there are more ways to watch the Brewers than ever before. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network to stream all the action. Or, new this season, Brewers Baseball is now available on Amazon Prime Video as an add-on subscription. You can also access FanDuel Sports Network through TV providers, including DirecTV, Spectrum, Xfinity, Fubo, and more. Visit GetMyHomeTeams.com to learn more.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station. Before you pack your suitcase, hear from the experts. Here's more of the Fox World Travel Show with Rose Gray on WTMJ.
Dayton Kane with Rose Gray. We do this every week from 9 to 10. You can watch the show streaming live on YouTube, WTMJ.com, and the WTMJ mobile app. But if you missed it and you want to catch up on it, Fox World Travel Show podcast is on Spotify, Apple, and on foxworldtravel.com. You can check it out there where you see all your travel things. So let's get to this question here. Interesting one. Does Rose have any preferences for European group travel operators? Older adults, first time there, but okay with some independent exploration as well. I've looked at Fox, Trafalgar, Rick Steves, etc. Any general thoughts on these companies?
Yeah. So when you're looking at Fox, you are looking at, on rare occasions, we operate something completely independently. Most of the time, we are working with a tour company, like Trafalgar, which the texter mentions. Also, Globus Family of Brands, which is the parent company of Globus, the land tour operator, and Avalon Waterways, the river cruise company. Okay. We also love Insight Vacations, which is in the same family as Trafalgar. We also love Brendan Vacations. Cosmos would be a budget-friendly version of Globus Family of Brands. So often when you're looking at Fox, you're looking at one of those tour companies. A little bit about Rick Steves. Who doesn't love Rick Steves? We watch him on PBS. We watch him very gently traverse around the world and tell us, give us his reviews of places. They're very authentic trips. They are group travel, and some of his are small group travel and some of his are larger. But he's a very big proponent of traveling efficiently, i.e., you can do a 10-day Europe with one backpack. So they're not big. Okay. They will not do any, as we call it, luggage schlepping. They're not handling your luggage. So when they say older adults first time, I'm looking at Globus, Trafalgar, Insight Vacations, because those people are going to handle everything. Right. They're going to handle your luggage. You are not having to deal with a 50-pound bag and schlepping it, as we say, except in the airport. Obviously, you got to take care of it that way. But so Rick Steves does no baggage handling, and I really feel like you do your due diligence when you're looking at Rick Steves. There are people who absolutely worship him, and again, you're not always with Rick Steves. He has morphed into a giant company. So he writes guidebooks. His guidebooks are very good. You can compare them to Fodor's, Frommer's, Lonely Planet, any of those guidebooks that you might get. Rick Steves writes guidebooks as well. I follow him on Facebook, and he and his people were out in Europe going to various countries updating their guidebooks. They do it yearly. So, sure. It's a good source, but be very careful as you're looking in the inclusions on any tour company, not just Rick Steves, which says, what am I actually getting for this? And so lots of times you pay a bare bones price and they're not taking care of your luggage. That means porterage, it will be listed as, and there may not be anything included. You're paying for all your optional excursions. There are very few meals, almost always breakfast in Europe is included, but very few meals included. And you might be saying, you know what, I love that independence, and that's fine. But this is why you work with a travel advisor. Let one of our knowledgeable travel advisors sit down and do a lovely comparison for you.
866-GO-FOX-GO, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5?
9 to 5. 9 to 5.
9 to 5. Somebody will be there to pick up the phone. Otherwise, you can go to foxworldtravel.com and click on Plan My Trip. Fill out the form with as much information as you can, and somebody will get back to you that way. What happens this week when we text FWT to 855-616-1620?
So you're getting on the exclusive list. You're giving us your name. Again, some of you are saying this is redundant. I'm pretty sure I'm on the list. Why take a chance? Fill it out. Let us know what you're looking for. I got to get out of here in February. Don't care where. Want it to be a good deal. Here's my name. Here's the advisor I typically work with. Away you go. You can also use that link to do exactly what Dayton just said. Plan your trip. Right there, you could just say, heard Rose on the radio, really not interested in the exclusive sale. I want to go to Europe. How about that? But again, we're partnering with Celebrity Cruises this time, and Celebrity does go to Europe. And so there's going to be some pretty remarkable things happening, and I'm just giddy over it. And I can't wait for Daniel from Celebrity Cruises to join me on the show in a couple of weeks.
So you said this July sale's been going on for, you think, 30 years.
Yeah. So
and this is the first time ever that you're teaming up with somebody along with it.
Never partnered with anybody. We called it the exclusive sale because it was exclusive with Apple Vacations. And this year, they know, we know, we've talked to them. It's Apple Vacations and Celebrity Cruises.
All right. So you're here next week, and then you go right off to Scotland.
Then I go right off to Scotland.
So we'll be back but before we wrap this up, tell people what all Fox World Travel can do.
Right. So Fox World Travel is your full-service travel agency. So that means we can do your independent travel. You would just want to buy an airline ticket and have your accommodations booked as you trek around Europe. We can absolutely help you with that. You want to travel with a group. We can help you with that. All of the things that you would think travel, including Amtrak. We don't sell Greyhound bus tickets. How about that? We also have a very, very big presence in the world of travel management for corporate travel. So that means you own a business, you want somebody to manage your travel. You're right now letting everybody do whatever they want, and you're trying to rein that in, and you're trying to get a handle on your business travel expenses. We can assist you with that. And then we also have a meetings and incentives division, which is absolutely remarkable. They send people all over the world. I see the groups that they send out. You work for XYZ company, you sell 1 million widgets, you get to have a 7-day trip to Fiji. Right. You sell another 500,000 widgets, and you get to bring a guest. I love those things. And so that's what they do. So we all work together. I get emails from that department all the time saying, hey, have you ever stayed at this hotel? What do you think of this resort? So we share resources. And that's the beautiful thing about being with Fox World Travel, because we are as big as we are and as old as we are. And so we feel like we are the best in the business.
Thousands of travel agencies in the country. You guys are in the top 25 as far as getting people on planes and sending them on wonderful vacations.
Exactly. So again, we can help you with anything. No request too small. Sometimes people call just for the insurance only after they realize that they went and did something on their own, and now they feel like, holy cow, I just talked to my friend and they told me I have to have insurance. I never even thought of that. If you work with an advisor, that's what we do. So 866-GO-FOX-GO, FWT to 855-616-1620. That's a lot of numbers. I'll see you next week.
All right. See you next week.
The preceding program, the Fox World Travel Show, is paid for in full by Fox World Travel. The advice and opinions expressed during the Fox World Travel Show are solely that of the hosts and guests of Fox World Travel and not WTMJ or Good Karma Brands.
Hey, boaters!